Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm cozy, I'm sat, I've got my coffee, and I decided to follow a trend all over Instagram and TikTok. I've seen answering your assumptions about me, and you guys did not disappoint. There were so many assumptions, so let's get into it. I would just like to say that you guys were so nice. I thought there was gonna be a lot of mean ones, but there's only a few, so those will be sprinkled throughout. The very first one is a very planned and organized personality. I got quite a few of these in like type A type things. Yes, I'm very type A. I like things organized. I like to have a plan for things, but at the same time, I also am very go with the flow as a mom, like schedule wise. So I am very type A when it comes to like organization and preparedness, but when it comes to like life and activities, I'm pretty good with the flow. You take on the mental load of your household, planning, prepping, cleaning, organizing. Yes, 100%. I'm a stay-at-home mom and do social media on the side, but I would say my primary role is like carrying the mental load of our household. You love your little boy so much. Yes, I do. Being a mom is literally all I've ever wanted to be, and it has just exceeded my expectation in so many ways. I got a few of these ones also. I assume motherhood comes very naturally to you and you aren't overwhelmed often. I really am not overwhelmed often, but I am very well aware that I have the recipe to not being overwhelmed. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I only have one baby. I don't really have any other responsibilities other than like social media type work. I'm very grateful for the life that I live, and I know once I add more kids into the mix, it will probably get a bit harder. I will probably become a lot more overwhelmed than I am now, so that doesn't mean I don't have my days. Okay, there were a few like these. Came from wealth, and you or your husband makes a lot of money. Literally love you, girl, but I assume you're wealthy. Nothing bad about that. Keep doing you. Okay, I'm gonna address this in the most classy way possible. I personally think money is a very taboo topic for a reason. I think besides family and maybe close friends, I don't really like to share. I will be the first to say that I am very privileged to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. I do not take that lightly. I'm so grateful every single day that I get to do this. There is a freaking fly that is driving me bananas. But I will say, I also am very frugal. Like, I think a big misconception about stay-at-home moms are that we spend so much money. I probably spend less money now as a stay-at-home mom than I did when I was a teacher. Because when I was a teacher, I didn't really have any outside responsibility outside of work. And I was so exhausted at the end of the day to decompress. I would like come home and order things on Amazon. Gone are those days. I literally eat almost every single meal at home to save money, and because we enjoy doing that as a family and think it's important. I rarely go shopping. If I do go shopping, it's something for Brooks. So I would say I do my part to contribute and am pretty frugal. These two are back to back, so I'm gonna read them both together. You're a type A, organized, disciplined kind of person. Yes, I am. I grew up playing sports. I just thrive on like discipline and structure. I definitely could be a lot better when it comes to like the fitness realm of things, like waking up earlier and maybe going to work out before Brooks wakes up for the day or things along that lines. But I do love having like organization and discipline integrated into my life. Wish we lived closer to become friends. I say this all the time. I truly believe that I would be friends with so many of you that follow me on socials, and I wish we all did live closer together. You guys are cracking me up with these type A. You're type A and you always have been, but love your very type B friends and are a very loyal friend. I love this and I appreciate this because I feel like I definitely have fallen into this mentality more as a mom. Now that I'm thinking about it, for the most part, every single one of my mom friends is very type A as well. Like, we like to have plans, we like to have structure, we like to be organized. Or maybe that's just life as a mom, that you don't have a choice. But there are people in my life that are very type B, and it's just like kind of funny to me the way that we are so different. And sometimes I truly do wish I could be a little bit more type B and relaxed about not having a diaper or whatever, but my brain is just not wired that way, so that will never be me. But I do love the type B people in my life. Okay, these next two are like kind of like more along the lines of like what I was expecting in the feral department. This first one is you mourn your pre-pregnancy body and you are a size large. Okay, yes and yes. I do mourn my pre-pregnancy body. I mean, who doesn't? But at the same time, I love my body. I'm proud of my body for what it is doing, and If you think that your comment is gonna make me lose 50 pounds, it's not, but I wish it did. But thank you for your input. You're a size large. Yes, sometimes size extra large, sometimes medium, just depends what I'm getting. So funny. I love this one. You are just a naturally happy person. I would say I have not always been this way. I think becoming a mom truly has changed this for me. I just wake up every day and I feel like I have so much purpose, and I just am so grateful for the life that I live right now. So I would say, yes, I am a very happy person. Okay, this one is really funny. You're like me and just need to rearrange the furniture sometimes. Yes, I am so like this. I don't know what in the interior designer I think I'm doing sometimes, but some days I will just wake up and just want to change in my environment, whether that be decluttering, adding more, wherever the wind takes me. But it's a problem and I need to stop. You don't care what anyone thinks about you in a good way. Yes, very much so. This one is sweet and definitely not true, but it says, your life is perfect. You are always happy even when you're having a hard time. If you're new here, the past few months have actually been the hardest months I've ever experienced. In adulthood, I had a miscarriage at around 10 weeks, and then literally like a week after that happening, I tore my MCL. I feel like I just kept asking God every single day why this was happening, like what was the reason for it. He still has not shown me that yet, but over time, I feel like I have gradually been able to like get back into my life and the things I love with my son, and just like finding joy again. But there was definitely a good month where I was down bad. Thank goodness for being a mom, because when you're a mom, you just don't have a choice other than to get up and go on with the day and show up for your kids. And I think that my son was the biggest blessing in all of it, because if it wasn't for him, I would have just been depressed and laying in bed and probably not wanted to do anything. But that is very sweet. I do try to find the joy in even the simplest, smallest of things, but there are seasons of life that are very difficult for me. A lot of them were things about solo momming a lot. My husband just has a very unconventional work schedule, and that's all I'll say on that. There was also one saying that he doesn't like being on social media. Yes, and also like he's not around when I'm filming or doing things, so just like by nature he's not a part of my social media. We're gonna end on this last one that's kind of a hot topic right now, but it says you want to homeschool. My thoughts on this go back and forth all the time. I majored in early childhood education, so I do. Okay, probably should have checked my battery before I started filming this, but the last question I was going to answer is you want to homeschool, and I truly go back and forth on this all the time. I taught elementary for 5 years and I majored in early childhood development, so I would feel very comfortable homeschooling, but I would only do it under a few circumstances. I would want to do a homeschool co-op. I think it is so important for kids to be in a learning environment with other children, not just like meeting up at the park with other kids, but like in a specific learning environment where they're being creative together, they're bouncing ideas off of each other, they're seeing different kids' learning styles and abilities. I think that is very, very important. So one, it would have to be a homeschool co-op. Two, I would want it to be pretty frequent throughout the week. Like I know a lot of homeschool moms do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday situation. I would want it to be an everyday type of thing, Monday through Friday, just like a public school situation would be. I also would want to do it with some of my girlfriends that have also been teachers. I kind of toe the line with the whole trendiness of being homeschooled. We're talking about a child's education here, and I think it is very important to know what you're talking about. It's not as simple as just ABCs. Like there is a whole literacy foundation that you have to lay at a young age, and it's just not as simple as people think that it is. So I would want certified teachers also doing the co-op with me. I think homeschool is a really great option for a lot of families, and I feel like under these specific guidelines, I would feel more comfortable doing it. When the time comes for my kids to enter the world of preschool and kindergarten, I'm sure I will have a more solidified answer. There's pros and cons of both, and I just am gonna have to play it by ear based on where we are in the season. That was so much fun. Thanks for writing assumptions about me, and we'll see you in the next one.